And welcome to Focus on the Community. Today we're going to be speaking with a nonprofit organization that actually designs websites for nonprofits. And with me today is Lynn and Taylor to talk more about that. Okay, and this nonprofit organization is located at WIT Community College here in Sioux City, and it's called Consortium. And Lynn, why don't you tell me a little more about that and what you have your students do in the classroom.
The United Consortium of Webmasters was organized 6 years ago at Western Iowa Tech, and what we do is design websites for nonprofit organizations. We've had nonprofit organizations contact us. We haven't really had to go out and solicit too many times, but websites like the Goodwill. We've done a website for New Perspectives, Inc. Before I came, we did a website for the Ronald McDonald House here in Sioux City. Those are just a few of the places that have contacted us to work on a website for them. Most of the time it's more of a brochure type website with not a whole lot of back end, just to get information out about the nonprofit.
Okay. Now, how many years have you been doing this?
It started 6 years ago, and I've been involved for 5. So since late 2001.
Okay. And what is the whole mission for the students?
It's a good service learning part in our program. They get to work with organizations, and they get to learn as they work. It's all voluntary. The students work on the websites outside of the class time most often, and so it's really a good experience for them to have a service learning piece. You know, it looks good on a resume. It's a good resume builder too. And it helps network. We've had students that have been able to do their internships through these nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
So,
now, the students involved with Consortium, do they actually gain any college credit, or is it just for the experience?
No, none of us gain any college credit for being members or for any of the work that we do. We do, like she said before, gain work experience and build our resumes. The resume building, I think, is has a big stress put on it because of the fact you're showing when you go to show your portfolio to a possible employer and they see that you made something for free, and if you do a good job on it, they'll be like, wow, you know, if they can do that for free, imagine what they'll do if I paid them. And so that's kind of the attitude as far as resume building that we have.
Okay. Now, you being a student in this program, tell me a little bit about what the experience has been like for you.
Well, this is my second year in the consortium. Last year, I was limitedly involved. I wasn't there a lot, but this year I got elected president of the consortium, and so far we've had a few meetings. Largely, my experience has been keeping the club involved with the rest of the school. A large part of the Student Senate and club interactions is Student Senate helps fund our club so we can do things and help members of our clubs learn and experience new things. So last year what I did, one of the biggest things that I did is I attended a leadership academy at WIT that the Student Senate was asking clubs to participate in.
Okay. So what type of students are actually kind of deciding to get into this program? Is it like someone who's going to make this career later on in life?
Yeah, I would say that's probably the large majority. Most of the students that are involved in the consortium are either a graphic design major as myself, a web design major, or both. They're both 2-year degrees, and you can get both AAs if you do a 3rd year and pick up the classes that aren't covered by the other. But then there's also, and we try to get students that are in this program, the programming major. Having them there gives a lot of the web design students and the programming students a chance to learn how to communicate with one another, since they come from such different areas of a similar profession.
Okay. Now, do you actually go to, or do you actually work in the college on like a particular website, or do you have to go someplace?
No, all of the work we do is done in the college. Some people that own the programs that can be used to build those websites can work on them at home. It's not a really set thing, but most of the work we do is done at the college.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to be talking more about the consortium in just a little bit, so we're going to take a quick break, and please stay with us. And welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are speaking with a nonprofit organization that designs websites. It's called Consortium, and they're located at the Western Iowa Tech Community College campus. And if you want to get a hold of them, their number is 274-6400, extension 1201. And with me now is, again, we have Taylor joining us, and Kyle. Welcome to the set here.
Thanks.
And now we're going to kind of get into detail about the technical things that Consortium does to design websites for nonprofits. And why don't you kind of get more into the technical side, you guys? Tell us a little more about what you guys get into as far as that.
Okay. As far as how we choose clients, things like that, usually in the past, we've had clients come to us and say they want us to meet with them and talk about building a website. If we have more than one, like we have a few that we're meeting with this year in these next couple of weeks. I think, yeah, 3, is that what you said?
Something like that.
Okay. We meet them individually, and they talk and tell us about what they want. They fill out a survey with a bunch of questions, maybe about websites that they find inspiring or that they don't like, so that we can get a look and an idea about what they want. And from there, we go and we draw out by hand, some roughs and sketches of what maybe they want the website to look like. And then once all the thinking and the ideas are filled out, then we get into the technical aspect of actually building the site.
Okay. Now, someone that is with a nonprofit and they need your help, is this something that you guys charge to raise money for, or is this kind of like a free thing?
This is a non-profit.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't get paid for our services or nothing, just totally to help the students learn more about their careers, what they want to go into, and just learn more about like real life experience. Just mainly to help them to help us, pretty much.
And it's kind of a win-win situation.
Yeah.
And now, as far as like what kind of equipment do you guys use to do this stuff?
At the school, we have about 3 labs full of Macintosh computers. We mainly run on Macs, and then we use a lot of Adobe software, including Photoshop to design graphics and stuff like that, and Illustrator to design logos. And then we use a lot of Dreamweaver, which it used to be a Macromedia product, but now it's an Adobe product, to design the actual pages and the navigation. And then we, like I said before about programmers and things like that in our organization, they can do a lot of the coding and things like that instead of all being graphically designed.
Okay. Now, what is the average time it takes to build like a website? I mean, is there kind of like something that you go by, like a kind of like I'm trying to think here, as far as like different levels of websites that you need to build, like for example, like a larger organization, a smaller organization, depending on how many links they need to have for this website. What's the average time for that?
Like you said, it is all dependent on what kind of content they want. I mean, most of the websites we've built in the past have been more of like a
run through.
Yeah, just like a run through of like what their company is about or what their organization is about. Not so much a website where you can have like community members log in and have their own profiles and things like that. But we can do that kind of thing. It just takes a lot longer. So for a website with maybe like 7 or 8 pages that are all just talking about the company, about things they've done in the past, things like that, I'd say maybe about a month It depends, though, again, on the amount of content that we have to start with, because we do redo websites as well instead of building them from scratch.
Okay, now what are some of the challenges that you guys have to deal with in the process?
I would probably say, you know, getting hold with the people, getting what they want, because a lot of times companies are unsure about how they want. They just like the look of other sites. So we kind of have to go from that and, you know, communicate with them on a regular basis to figure out, you know, we need pictures, we need information, we need all this to figure out where it goes and how you want it to look. So they tell us, we pretty much, you know, just design it for them, because they don't really know too much about designing, of course, but you know, they know how they like it. So,
yeah. So communication is probably the biggest thing. I would agree with that. Last year in the consortium, I was working on a website for a city, and there's quite a large communication failure on both of our ends, and the website didn't end up working out. So I mean, communication it's key for anything anything as far as web design goes if it's going to succeed.
Okay. Now, real quickly, when you guys get a nonprofit up and running, as far as like a website, do you guys constantly keep that updated for years, however long they have it?
We do maintenance on web pages and things like that. One thing that we try to do is have that be an opportunity for students that are graduating to have that as something they can do after they finish with school as well.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, thanks so much for being with us today. And if you have any more, if you would like to get involved with the consortium, you can contact them at the Western Iowa Tech Community College campus at 274-6400, extension 1203. And you can find out more information from them there. And earlier we had Lynn speaking to us. She was the instructor of the program, and you can direct your phone calls to her for more information about the program. That's our show today for Focus on the Community. Have a great day.